Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bethany. On this channel, we talk about, call out, snark on problematic Christian influencers, especially if they are exploiting their children on the internet and when they are monetizing miscarriages. So, there's your warning for today's video. If you want to receive videos till 24 hours early, you can become a patron or a member. All of that is in the description box below. Today, we're going to talk about Matt and Abby, because they are monetizing their miscarriage and it's disgusting. So let's get into it. Okay, like I said in the last video, I didn't necessarily want to talk about this, just because I don't like Matt and Abby, right? That's like even though they don't really show their kids on social media anymore, they're just annoying, right? They're just like normal influencer couples. It's fake, it's whatever. But on Reddit, a few weeks ago on Reddit, I was scrolling and they had posted that Abby had a miscarriage, and everybody on there, of course, was like, oh my goodness, we don't like them. But of course you don't want anybody to go through miscarriage. How sad is that? Whatever. So when I saw that, I was like, okay, I am not gonna touch on it. Of course I'm not, because that'd be inappropriate, right? And like, who am I to snark on someone having, like, it's gross. Like, that would have been gross. However, over the last few weeks, okay, so 3 weeks ago, they came out with a podcast episode. It's called Our Miscarriage, Having a Miscarriage at 17 Weeks Pregnant, okay? When I saw this, I was like, I mean, yeah, they're influencers, so they're going to talk about it. Probably shouldn't have, like, a whole podcast episode, like, for just kind of, like, put it in there, whatever, not to make everything about it, but who am I to say? So they made that episode. And so I was like, come on, my radar just a little bit went up, and I was like, oh, whatever. So 13 days ago, they made another episode, which I explained to y'all, and I put in the last video. It says, answering our most asked questions, and in the thumbnail, in both thumbnails, Matt, who does the editing, it's her just hysterically crying. And the question little box, it says, what was her name? And I'll show you over here. It's what was her name. So not just this, okay? Not just this, because then I was like, man, are they really doing that? Are they just... And so on Reddit, they are posting numerous times of the many moments that Abby has since monetized this miscarriage, which I'll show you. So we can head over here to their Reddit, and I'm actually going to scroll all the way down to when announced that they had a miscarriage. Okay. So this is about a month ago. Someone posted, oh wow, I would never wish this upon anybody, because Abby posted on her Instagram, it is with a heavy heart that we share the loss of our baby girl. We are extremely sad. Okay, so that was a month ago. And so people are posting, I'm so incredibly sad for M and A. I just want to say that I love this community. A note for the mod team. So this is the first one. This is the first thing that comes. So they are selling the story to U.S. people and more. This is disturbing. During a routine pregnancy, so this is from U.S. Weekly. During a routine pregnancy appointment, a doctor could not find the heartbeat of Matt and Abby Howard's third baby. The couple has then told what happened, news which felt, in quotes, unimaginable, courtesy of Matt Howard's Instagram. So they're selling their story to news outlets. That was the first thing that came on, like they were exploiting this miscarriage, which I don't know necessarily if they are selling. I think that's how that works, but don't quote me on it, right? So they could either be selling it or they just took their story and ran with it. This one says, posting again. How long do we think it'll take for them to start posting again? I keep finding myself checking their social media, wondering how they're doing, even though I never found their thing super enjoyable. It's heartbreaking what they're going through. Well, they started posting days after, right? Days after. And finally, they posted our Miscarriage podcast, which we're going to scrub through. We're going to look at we're going to look at that one and the other one. Just, it is, you know what, we'll talk about when we get there. What I'm trying to show you is, on the Reddit page, they first said, hey, this is really, really sad, and then they started clocking it when they began to monetize. Like, a few days after, they had a sponsored trip. They had a giveaway for Disney, which I think is just, it just feels weird. And then they came out with answering our most questions about the miscarriage. And then on her story on Instagram, she started doing ads for, what is this, a game, because she said, I haven't scrolled for over a month now, and it has been really great, actually, especially during this difficult season, and download Love and Pie. So downloading Love and Pie, that's a cell phone game. It's a mobile game, right? That's what we used to call them, cell phone. And so here's another ad. And then type something questioning life after miscarriage with the question, so they could answer them on the podcast, which I think is great. So here it is, Love and Pie. It's the downloadable mobile game, cell phone game, that she is now selling her miscarriage, saying, hey, I get a terrible season. This mobile game has helped me through my miscarriage. So just a bunch of that, and it's there's more reels that she's doing, like on her TikTok and Instagram, like morning with me after loss. She never says miscarriage, but like morning with me after loss. How I'm feeling after a loss. And they monetize their TikTok and Instagram. Why else would they be posting? So, she's making whatever loss reels and TikToks. She's making those. And okay, here's what I think. For social media content creators, influencers, whatever, I think it's okay, obviously, if you tell your audience. If it's like, in a YouTube video, like, hey, this is what's happening, I'm gonna, be gone for a while, and then when I come back, we can kind of, after my grief, we can kind of talk about it, whatever, but not over, Brittany Dawn, that's what I'm saying. I didn't want to touch on her miscarriage, and then she started monetizing the living hell out of her miscarriages, monetizing after a loss over and over. She still is. And her kid is almost one or two, almost one, something like that. I don't know, whatever. So it's been a good while that she's been monetizing, and I'm just wondering how long that Abby's going to monetize too. But here's the thing. We're going to go to the Unplanned podcast, and we're going to watch, not through all of them, but kind of scrub through, because I want you to see. This is what I clocked when I was watching. I didn't watch all of it. I've seen a little bit of them, not all of it. I think Matt is disgusting, because what husband in his right mind would allow, yes, I say allow, his wife to come on camera and answer questions about the loss of their baby? Number one, he should also be sad too. It was his kid, and he just doesn't look sad, which I feel is weird. But to continue to ask Abby questions, and to he should have said, no, we're done. You should not be, you'll see it too. You should not be on camera. We should not be doing this episode. Like, you don't have to answer that question. We're done with this. Let's leave. Like, he should have shut that shit down. Matt and Paul are quite similar. Like, they're betas. They are not alpha men. They are not men of the house. They are not men over their relationship. This, I gotta show y'all, like, this really pisses me off. And, which I showed y'all the thumbnails, what kind of husband, what kind of Christian or not, which, you know, you're held to a higher standard when you are a Christian husband, but what kind of Christian husband, what kind of husband in general would take a picture of his wife being hysterical after a miscarriage and putting it on thumbnail? Not one, but two of them. And also, oh my God, dude. And also the shorts. So they have made numerous shorts. Oh my God, dude. Let me count. I know I'm not showing you. I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 little thumbnails of shorts of Abby crying. Who's doing that? Matt. Matt is.
Beta!
Okay, so we're going to start with having a miscarriage at 17 weeks pregnant. Oh my God. So again, I'm going to scrub through it. We're not going to watch the whole thing because it's too much. All I want y'all to see is how, like, how torn up Abby is. So much so, like, she should not be doing this podcast episode. Absolutely should not be doing it. And it says so much about Matt that he's allowing her to do so.
You got this.
The first thing I wrote down in preparation to talk about this publicly, the first thing I could think of was to write down was, I just wrote the sentence, I'm so proud of myself. Because in this time, from the minute we found out the news, I have leaned into the grief. I have leaned into every emotion that I've felt. I have not used any crutch to numb or avoid this, which I totally understand why people would in this situation, but it was really important to me to feel everything and walk through everything and even be proactive in this grieving journey as much as I could. And I'm proud of myself for that. The first step in that was honestly just deleting social media, because I think it's really easy.
When she means deleting social media, all that she means is deleting it off her phone. They're not going to ever delete social media because that's how they get their money. Like, when she says delete social media, all she means is deleting it off her phone. That's all she means.
To, like, scroll and, like, use social media as a Xanax and just, like, numb myself out.
Remember, she said that. She doesn't want to scroll on social media and use it as a Xanax, but then weeks after, she's doing an ad on her Instagram stories for, I literally just told y'all, she said, I didn't want to scroll during this season, during this time, you know, because of grief or whatever, but this game has helped me through the loss. That was part of the ad. That's what she was doing.
And there's several ways you can numb yourself. You can numb yourself with busyness, or, like, you know, trying to just keep going and keep muscling through things and just distracting yourself. Obviously, you could use substances. You could do so many things to numb out, and I can say that I have not done that, and it has been really healing. I know that I have a long ways to go, but this time I've spent off social media, off of my regular schedule, not working, like all this stuff. I've done lots of alone time.
Yeah. I'm really proud of
Thanks.
you. I mean, sorry to interrupt, but like the day that we found out this horrible news, you deleted all social media off your phone. You just took precautions right away to just protect your mental health, protect yourself, keep yourself from numbing out, which I was like, wow. I mean, the discipline to do that when feeling numb is probably feeling numb is so much more comfortable than feeling all of those very scary emotions. And for anybody listening to this who doesn't know what we're talking about, we had the gender reveal that we were not hoping for, but at a routine pregnancy checkup appointment, we ended up not being able to hear a heartbeat. When we first realized there wasn't a heartbeat and they brought in another doctor to check, I was like so confident the entire time they were going to find it, even after the second doctor couldn't find the heartbeat and we then got brought into the ultrasound room. I still was so confident that they were going to find it. I just didn't think in a million years that was something that would happen.
Yeah. Ever since that day, like I was saying, I've spent a lot of time.
I don't know how long I could spend on this video. I think like we got it right. Like y'all see like during this time she is bawling her eyes out the whole entire time. They go into quite detail of what's going on. I might scrub it alone and just pull out like his reactions, because like I did not like Matt at the beginning. Of course, I did not like Matt at all, but I especially do not like him even more for allowing his wife to sit here and go through this, similarly to Paul allowing his wife to mentally spiral in front of him, and him not reach out and catch her and help her, such as he also should be doing. He should have been that comfort, that blanket, the thing that she could numb with, like that. That's the husband's job. But also, he doesn't shed a freaking tear, dude. Like, he doesn't tear up. He doesn't like, yeah, we are going through this. It's which when both of, like, when she has like the physical miscarriage, of course it's both of y'all going through loss. Act like it, dude. Like, he is okay. He is treating this miscarriage like he thinks their relationship is, and I'll kind of explain what I'm talking about. He is saying like, you putting all of the loss, all of the grief, all of the hurt, pain, whatever on you, on her, and that's how he views them, like, in reality. Like, well, she does this and I did, like, when, instead of being one in a marriage, and that's what it is. Even if they are not Christians, it is still, which I think they are without saying, but like the claim that they are. When you are married, you are one. You are one flesh, and that is biblical, okay? What hurts you hurts both of y'all. It's no longer her money, his money, it's y'all's money. It's no longer it's one. It's both of y'all's, right? So I'm thinking, now that I'm like talking about this out loud, I'm thinking the way that he is acting towards her, like, your grief, your loss, your kid, your whatever, that's how he actually views them, as two separate people instead of dealing with them. Because I don't think he ever talks about like how this makes him feel, and comes out with like, yeah, it hurts us, but it's okay. Let's go to we're gonna go to the other episode. This is gonna be the last one, answering our most asked questions, and this is the one with the this thumbnail in it. We're also going to jump to those baby questions, because these are And I forgot to tell y'all, in the middle of these podcast episodes, they have their own ads, right? So in the answering our most questions, I believe they have four sponsorship, 4 ads that they do in their podcast. So that's cool. So let's go to the because they ask a lot of freaking questions. We're going to go to the baby questions. Okay, we'll go to, will you be sharing the genetic condition that baby girl had?
Will you be sharing the genetic condition that baby girl had?
I think we're going to keep all of her specific medical stuff private.
Yeah.
Just like we would our other children.
Yeah.
I mean, good for them. I mean, you got to give them props for that.
Yeah, we thought about sharing more, but it's just like...
No. If it hadn't been for Abby saying it, Matt would be screaming it on the mountaintops exactly what happened. Whatever brings the most money, he's going to do.
I don't see how that would be productive, and it's one of those things, too, where you can do so much research on what could have gone wrong, like something that happened.
And obviously, clearly, from the way that she's sounding, she's already been crying through this podcast, right? She's already been crying, so still shouldn't be doing it.
That, like...
Not crying, but, like, recording when you're still, like, having heavy grief.
Something that we have that we could have gave to our kid, and then you, like, blame yourself. Like, there's so many things that parents can do to beat themselves up about miscarriage, and I don't think it's productive, personally. The next question is, will you share the name of your sweet angel? That's sweet of you to say that, but we've decided just to keep that private, something that we don't plan on sharing. And it was really just instinctual. Like, Abby knew the name pretty much right away at the hospital, and it was just one of those things where we just decided, like, you said it like right away. You're like,
yeah, in the description, I can already read it. This episode is sponsored by Kachava, Olipop Article, ZocDoc, and Cozy Earth. Cool.
I don't know if I really want to tell, like, yeah, the world our daughter's name.
Yeah.
But
we say her name.
Yeah. And the last question we have is, are you going to try for another baby?
Sorry. Sometimes, like, a thought just, like, hits another way. And, like, even just the thought of, like... I hate the phrase moving on. It doesn't really resonate with how I feel about that. Because we'll never move on from this. Like, this is something that I will always grieve, that I don't get to be the mother to her in the way that I had hoped so badly I could be.
You're doing a great job, Matt. Way to just sit there and be a freaking potato for your wife. Awesome. And also, this pisses me off, dude. Just think, your husband is editing a podcast episode, and instead of protecting, cherishing, all of the nice words, your wife, and treating her like, this sounds like but like a prized possession, like your number one prized possession, and you don't want anything to ever hurt her. You're editing, and then, we gotta do a thumbnail. Let me look at the most, like, the biggest time that she cried when she's covering her eyes. Yep, that'll do it. And like, click, yep, that'll be, like, you're almost the most vulnerable looking face of your spouse, and you decide to post that for everybody to see. Why? Because it gets you clicks, and views equals money. That's the only freaking reason why he's doing it. This guy.
So, I think I'll always feel that loss. I don't know. I really feel like I always feel that. I don't know. I'll let you know if one day it ever lets up. I anticipate this feeling changing but I don't think I'll ever not miss her. And I'll never not grieve the fact that I don't get to be the mom to her that I really, really wish I could be. As far as like future babies, this isn't like the end for our like growing our family. Certainly I would say for me and for you, going forward feels more complex than
Scary.
and scary.
Really scary. I think the scariest part is like you hear about people that happens to again, and like when you hear about those stories, it's like, gosh, I wish that didn't exist. Like I wish there was like a, wish this was like a board game where like, okay, you got this bad card, so now you can't get another one of those for a while. You get a free pass on the next pregnancy, but like life doesn't work that way. So I think that's like really scary.
No shit.
It's always been like such an exciting thing for us, and we've like thought about trying for a baby. Like, it's always been so exciting and light, and now I understand the gravity that holds so much more. So yeah, like it's like I'm almost afraid to even say yes, we will have more kids, because now it feels like anything can happen, right? Like if this one terrible thing can happen, any terrible thing can happen. But I will say we are hopeful to continue growing our family, and we'll take whatever timeline.
I know that we're gonna have another.
Yeah, it's like, isn't it weird that it's like so scary now to like to say anything about that with any type of certainty?
I mean, yes.
Okay, Mr. Optimist.
I don't know. I
think we're gonna
I don't doubt that we're gonna have another baby. I don't doubt it.
Well, we're gonna let
the fates decide. Yeah.
I have a feeling they were almost, like, she was almost about to say, let God decide. I feel like they are, like, they claim, like, together to be Christians, but for some reason, they don't want to, like, tell their audience that they believe in God, which is, like, number one thing that you don't do when you're a Christian. You don't shy away from it. You know what I mean? Like, it's super weird.
Life decide what happens for us. We would be so joyful to have more babies added to the Howard family.
Yes, we would.
And I definitely see that happening. Like I'm envisioning that in our future.
I am such an optimist, so like I don't doubt for 1 second that we're going to have another baby. But the reality that we lost our third baby is just so dark. And
all right, I'm kind of over it. He plays zero role in this. The only role he plays is like the question asker, and that's again such a beta ass, just bleh, gross. There is a part in here, I wish it was at the end, I don't know where it's at, but he said like, yeah, I'm ready for like all the babies. I don't really want another baby. I'm in my dad era. And I'm like, your dad era? It took you over 2 years, over 2 babies to finally reach your dad era. You should reach your dad era when your wife is saying, hey, I'm pregnant, and when that baby is crowning and coming out. That is now your dad era. You don't get to decide when it's no longer your dad era. Like, what are you talking about? It should have been dad era the first kid. You dummy. God, he's so stupid. All right. Sorry for a downer today, but I just feel like this needs to be talked about. Influencers monetizing their miscarriages, because like I've said before, having babies, miscarriages, rainbow babies, adoptions, pregnancies, all of those things are very easily or lucrative, very easily monetized. And when these influencers get any wind of any of that. They're just gonna latch onto it because it brings views. And it's just sad, but that's reality. Thank you all for watching. Please let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. I do appreciate y'all so very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.